Have you wondered how the top teams train? Well, you've come to the right place. And today we've got one of the best teams out there, the Russian Dream Team. Some of you might have heard their names. Some of you might have even seen them in games. But tonight we're going to see the secret behind their power, their training. So this is the way, almost objectively, the best way to train for any tournament to improve your own skills. You get the best people and then you play a custom game. And so we are about to start. This one has a bit of interesting rules. So what they're doing is the maximum tier is tier 6. And we are playing on Rubicon with the rules being there are 2 artillery maximum. And the way they play, the artillery does not become too much of a centerpiece, but it still becomes quite important. So first we take a look at the map on what is going on. And according to the rules, just so that the streamers can take their place outside of the battlefield, they are going to start at 14:30 minutes remaining. So that way we are able to move out of the battlefield and they can finalize everything. So here we have the deployment. Peace Hunter deploys on the artillery hill, Socialist Hippie towards the middle, Grizzly with his 3 javelins on the Archer Hill. Now they're saying that are we standing for 30 seconds? Solatel responds yes, 14:30 is when they start. It's going to be a very interesting one. I believe Spyro is also watching it. Let me take my position here real quick. We know the setup of the enemy team, but we do not know where they are. So this is very exciting. This might be a kind of a first taste of both a training and a tournament. Of course, we have had a few tournaments before, but this one is a little different because these are the people they have played with and against each other a lot, so they know each other's strengths and weaknesses. You might not think that that's such a big deal, but at higher tiers you will not see amateur mistakes, and such small things become what sets the difference between a good play or not. So right now we have the first scouts going out, so the slingers are deterring those cavalry. They have found that the left flank of the blue team is undefended thanks to their scouts. They're forming a defensive formation right behind those rocks. Artillery fire has just went down. There's always something happening. So now we have a Testudo charge going through the middle. We have artillery shots being exchanged. They both know where each other ones are. They also know all of their position, but the blue team has not been very successful in scouting the red team. The red team is using a bit more aggressive strategy over here. Brilliant. So the red team is advancing slowly, and I would like to direct your attention to how they're advancing. So we have the scouts going down, but with their defiance they're able to stay a little longer. The slingers are deterring that cavalry. Now that their scouting duty is finished, they are instead looking for holes in the gaps of the enemy lines to be able to attack. Now, I'd like to draw your attention to how the red team is advancing. They're waiting for one another to form their lines and to save one another. So the elephants are moving in. See, they have deliberately waited, and now all of their team members are appearing together. Oh, we had a huge nuke going down on those javelins from the slingers. Just a brilliant move. Scorched Earth went down. The red team has to walk through it, and it looks like artillery has just took damage. The blue team is on the defensive. The red team is now flanking them. However, the pikemen are taking formation and chasing away those cavalry. Cavalry is still looking for gaps, looking for those gaps where they can come in and kill those slingers. It looks like we do have an engagement over here with the blue javelins and blue slingers. They have taken out a lot of them. All the elephants are now coming in. Let's see how it goes. The pikes are down from what I can see, but the elephants have already went in. Elephants are taking considerable amount of damage from this. They're marking the location of the elephant, just telling them to nuke. The three javelins of the three Caesar javelins are taking position to fire on that elephant. The pikemen are doing considerable damage. I believe it's a big mistake what the elephant player is doing, but the cavalry has went in, hit those pikes from the side, and it prevents those javelins from firing, and they lost half their health right there. Wonderful play, wonderful play. One of the artillery pieces have went down. This elephant is about to die. So at this point, the slingers might not have as much effect as the start of the battle, because now that it's a whole mess in the middle. So let's see, there's a big engagement, and if you look, they are... I also would like to draw your attention to the composition of the teams. The blue team has deliberately taken a light infantry, both in terms of spears and in terms of infantry, because they were planning to use this strategy to begin with and fight in the woods, forcing the heavy infantry and the elephants of the other team to fight a uphill battle. This is a wonderful strategy right there. Like, you see a bit of strategic gameplay going on here. How they have picked their compositions. After all, elephants are considerably slowed in the woods, making them very easy to kite. And they knew it. The blue team knew it. They knew that this piece of wood is where we are going to defend. Boom, we've got the charge go down. Phalanx are repositioning. The pikemen are repositioning. Oh, but the infantry charges in the back of those spears. Let's see, the cavalry is still probing for openings. They have encountered those spearmen. See, this was the biggest advantage of the blue team. They knew they would not need to scout because they were going to play defensively. This is not a camp. This is more of a defensive play, because you can see they're advancing. You can see them harassing. Both sides have artillery, and they're preventing their opponents from scouting by using the strategy where they're hiding in the woods, so the opponent is unable to see them, and with their spears, oh, and the pikes just got flanked and routed. Let's see if the red team will be able to drive the point home. Oh, but despite all of that, it looks like the blue team is breaking apart. The cavalry is chasing them. The slingers are in panic. If the slingers survive, and if they can take out all the units that can chase them, they will certainly win. The elephants are dying. The strategy that the blue team has used has certainly worked. And they have put these elephants in the woods where they could not be able to chase. They could be shot. It was difficult to see how javelins were doing, but I saw them doing considerable damage to those elephants. There's only one elephant left, and that one has got half of his health. While that is going on, the blue team also has lost their javelins, losing their last unit of pikemen. They are running out of forces. They're running out of aces in their sleeve. And so we see additional movements over here. The red team is retreating. They're just pulling away from here. Are they trying to consolidate their forces and attack where the blue team is weakest? Maybe. Actually, what might be happening, the red team knows they have the artillery. Yes! The red team knows they have the artillery. They do not need to engage. They can just run away and shoot the blue team from their base. After all, they have taken out the artillery. The blue team, the only thing they've got are these slingers, which will still require to be in the open away. Oh, it looks like blue team's artillery is not dead yet. Can we confirm that? Yes, Peace Hunter has got one wounded artillery piece left somewhere. Left in the back. And the red artillery is firing on those slingers from afar, doing considerable amount of damage. But will that be enough? We are about to find out. So the red team will have to use their principes very, very well, because the blue team has got plenty of spears. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to hit those spears and take them out. The smoke bombs just went down, preventing them from running away. Now they're kind of pincering them, forcing them to keep on moving and make mistakes. Look at this micro going on, and we see the artillery in the back being scouted by the remnants of the red team. After all, they know they're low on health, but the red artillery is left undefended, and Milty80s just comes in and hits them. However, the red team also has an exchange and routs the Milty80s. Milty80s spears, leaving those slingers undefended. Oh my god. The artillery has played very well. They have sacrificed one of their artillery to save the other one. As long as they have at least one artillery, they'll be able to camp and win. Similar maneuver going on with these slingers, of course. They're trying to do damage on that last unit of artillery. One unit of slingers has just went down. The blue team is running out of options. They have one slinger, one little infantry, some artillery left. Yeah, they do have this armored legionaries. The red team was sending their wounded last elephant over there. And it looks like the slingers have went down. Only socialist hippie spearmen remain. Brilliant battle. You have to admit, this was one of the best battles we have seen so far. That's why I would like to have this one be a new show outside of Battle of the Week as the clan battles. So yeah, these training, it looks like the GGs are about to go down, but both sides still have their artillery. The the blue team's spearmen just keep running away. They're running away from the infantry. The cavalry is trying to chase them, trying to hold them. Maybe they were waiting for the oath cooldown to expire, and now the last unit of spears has just went down. And the blue team looks like they are goners. Their artillery piece got destroyed. They're repairing it. Oh, that was a strong hit. That was... Yeah, but the blue team, they refused to surrender. I like that. I mean, at this point, most other people would have surrendered. But you know what? They're still trying. You know, they've got their tier 6 infantry in. They know they probably won't be able to win, but still they are trying their best. So the infantry has just been feared, so you can see that from its losing morale. The red team is utilizing and so the last blob, and the victory goes to the red team. So let's see if the blue team will be able to avenge their loss on this battle. And thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.